Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury, and happy Halloween! Happy Halloween, everybody. Today's the day. Today's the big day. So I was originally going to go to the New York City Halloween parade, and I've had a whopper of a day, and I'm not up to it. I'm not up to it, and I'm giving myself some grace, and I'm saying it's okay to not go, even though I was thinking of going back this year. So we are going to have a Mercury traditional Halloween at home, but I enjoy having chill Halloweens at home. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. So what we're going to do today, we're gonna make some treats. I am gonna try out a recipe for some oatmeal banana apple muffins. It looked pretty good. Gonna give it a try. We're gonna watch some scary movies. We're gonna pick our movie lineup, and we'll see what else we can do tonight. But that's the core of it. That's the core of it. So we gotta pick our first movie. I know what it's gonna be. It's the same movie. I have to watch this movie every Halloween. And I picked this habit up from a friend of mine. And there's a certain you can watch either the original or the remake, and they're both really good. This is one of those cases where I am okay with the remake. This doesn't happen very often. Most of the time I'm like, why are you remaking a good movie? It was good the way it was. Do you know what movie I'm talking about, my friends? It's Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. So like the original black and white, awesome. Or there's the remake, colorized, Tony Todd, awesome. So you can't go wrong. So I'm going to check my streaming services. Let me see what I have available. Otherwise, I got to tap into the DVD collection. But one way or the other, we're watching Night of the Living Dead to start out. Let's go get it on. So we got a good news, bad news situation. Good news, we got Night of the Living Dead. It's the remake. Bad news, my TV's acting up. My TV's like really, really old. I sometimes if I let it play, it clears itself out and it starts working normally again. And I'm hoping that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, my picture is very red. So if anyone knows any tricks to sort of get that to stop doing that, it's attached with an HDMI, so it's not like a component situation where the red's attached and something else is loose. It's an HDMI hookup. And it's a plasma TV, so again, really old because they don't even make plasmas anymore. Yeah, my screen's very tinted red. Okay. We'll see if playing the zombies will help make it better. We'll see. Now that we got some zombies on in the background, I'm gonna make some apple banana muffin. I'm trying out a recipe from Shape and Simple. We'll see how it goes. So let me put it together. We're gonna need some oats, some cinnamon, some salt, some baking soda, baking powder, bananas, apple, vanilla, lemon juice. Then these are the optional add-ins, and that's walnuts. These are the chocolate chips that I make, and some raisins. And it's Halloween, so I gotta use my spooky skeleton measuring cup, right? So I blended all the oats and the dry ingredients together. I'm gonna dump this out, put it in this bowl, and then do the same with the wet ingredients. Okay, we mixed up all the wet, and we're gonna pour it right into the dry. Give that a mixy mix. So now we got it all mixed up, and this is what it looks like. And we're going to put in our add-ins. Now the recipe said for the apples to go through the food processor or to be grated. I like having like little chunks of apples like this, so I'm going to leave them in this little chunk form. And I'm going to put that in there with some walnuts and some chocolate chips. And we'll have some muffins soon. Okay, we got the batter in the muffin pan, and it's going to go in the oven. So I did make a few modifications to this recipe. Like I said, I didn't blend up the apples. I left them in chunks. I also added a little bit more cinnamon, and I added nutmeg to the recipe. It didn't actually call for. And I used coconut milk instead of water, just because I was feeling that, and I felt like it would give it a little extra flavor. So I just wanted to say it's not a straight recipe review because I made modifications to it, so it's not a one-to-one. But yeah. Those are cooking? Let's go see how my TV's holding up. Let's see if that worked itself out. Oh no! Oh no, it's worse! Yo, my TV fixed itself. I took a phone call and I turned the TV off while I was on the phone. I finished my call and I turned it back on. It's working again. What's up next? A lot of the Halloween movies I like watching are in streaming services I don't have. So we're going to do this old school. So when I say old school, I mean I'm old school. I have horror A to Z. This is my little cardboard horror drawer. I have all my DVDs. I took them out of their cases and I put them into these sleeves because they just took up too much space. Ooh, Candyman. That's a possibility. You know, we'll pull out a few things. We'll pull out Candyman. Pull out that. And then what else? What else? This is what I pulled out. This is what I'm settling on here. We got Nightmare on Elm Street. We got Candyman, The Fly, and Frankenstein. We're going to start with Freddy, though. Let's start with Freddy. So as I'm sitting here watching Freddy cause all sorts of havoc on the screen, I'm wondering, like, who was my favorite horror icon? And it is Freddy, which makes me wonder, who is your favorite horror icon? There's so many out there now, right? So it's like it's not even originally, because I was going to say originally it was like Michael, Jason, and Freddy. But really, I mean, you could go back to like Universal Monsters. There's like Dracula and Frankenstein and Wolfman, right? Like, I guess that was the original trifecta. But, I mean, there's been so many great, scary Halloween monsters out there. Who is your favorite? Now I feel like Ghostface. What's your favorite scary movie? Freddy just wrapped up. I gotta put on a new disc, but my muffins are ready. So I gotta try the muffin. So again, it's banana and apple. And I gotta take it out of this little silicone mold. Hang on. Okay, I got it. I got it out of the little silicone muffin wrapper. Those things are great, by the way. I love those things. I think it's so easy to bake anything with a muffin tin. Yeah. Let's give it a taste. I like this. It's a keeper. I'm glad I put the extra spices in. I can tell it made a difference. But look at that. It's good. It's good. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I gotta pick another movie to put on. I think I'm gonna go with Frankenstein. It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm gonna put on Frankenstein. I always love the old school intros to movies. Like, we don't do them like this anymore. I love it. So that wraps up another movie. Frankenstein's done. And watching it, it makes me think, like, this movie is old and it really stood the test of time. And when I say old, I'm not being facetious like that. It was made in 1931. It's on the cusp of 100 years old. And it still holds up as like this just classic monster movie and this exploration of like, you know, I don't know, dark sides of humanity for lack of a better term. But it's truly amazing to me. And it's, you know, all the classic monster movies, they still hold up. You know, Dracula, Frankenstein, Swamp Thing, Wolfman. And even look, Universal Studios, right? I mean, yeah, they have Halloween Horror Nights and that's like really popular. But Epic Universe, did you all see those animatronics that they just made? Y'all, I might be like needing to like make a trip to Universal. And Epic Universe and the animatronics for the monster, they are amazing. They're like next level animatronics. I'm like so in shock that like they move fast. They move like fluidly. I want to see these things in person. I want to see these things up and running. But yeah, am I the only one that's just like so thoroughly impressed that these classic Universal monsters have just really truly stood the test of time? I mean, what a legacy. What an amazing legacy that these actors, directors, filmmakers, these pioneers of the industry made, that almost 100 years later, their films are still being watched. They're being turned into rides. They're still thrilling audiences. Amazing. I mean, you never know if you have that kind of gem when you're making it, and it's it is it's just amazing. It's mind-boggling. But yeah. So I got time for one more movie before bedtime because it is a work night. I have work in the morning. So I can either do The Fly or I could do Candyman. What do I want to do? We'll lighten things up. We'll go with The Fly. It's humor horror comedy. We're going with The Fly. I went to put my DVD in and it's not recognizing it. And then I went to check on streaming services and The Fly's not on streaming services I have. Oh boy. I don't know. It's also starting to get late. I'm starting to wind down and I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch something else or not, or just call it a night. So, I guess as far as our Halloween hangout, I'm going to call that a night. So, thanks for hanging out with me on Halloween. Thanks for making some muffins, watching some scary movies, sharing your thoughts about Halloween and Halloween movies. And I'll see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired. Bye, everyone. Take care.